How well can I play with just one disc?
This is Honest Abe Disc Golf.
Hey guys, what's going on? Honest Abe coming at you with another video. I'm out here at Athens Regional today, and we are doing the one disc challenge. So stay tuned and let's see how we do today. All right, guys, so like I said, we are out here today at Athens Regional. We are playing with one disc only today, and I thought this was going to be a great beginner video for anybody who's trying to get into the realm of disc golf. It is quite windy today. You can tell probably. I don't know how well this is going to go, but we are out here playing with one disc. Our goal today is to shoot at least -4 or 5 on a modified course. We're going to play 1 through 5. We are also going to skip 6. Don't want to deal with the water. And then we're going to play 7 through 13. And then we're going to play 18. It's a nice little circle loop that a lot of players play out here just to get a round in. Today we have the M5. So yeah, almost dropped it there. So yeah, with the wind, I'm not sure how well this is going to do. This is a 5-4 -2-1 on the number. So it is an understable disc. I think this disc is great for beginners. Hole 1. It is a par 4. It's a short par 4. We're going to rip it out there, and I'm going to tell you some of the 3 things that I think doing a one disc challenge is good for. So here, let's rip it out there. All right, so it's straight down the pike here. So with the understability, this thing should turn a little bit and then finish with a slight fade on the end. But with the wind, I'm not sure how this is going to do. So let's just kind of rip it out there. Let's see what it does. Is my first throw with it today. Let's try it. There's the turn, and then there's the fade. Okay, not too bad. Let's do it. All right, so not too bad with the mid-range. It is quite breezy coming in a crosswind right now. So we'll take our M5 here. We want to kind of pump it just a little bit to the left because of the turn. Soft bit here, but we still, with the crosswind, we want to put a little bit on it. And I threw that one right into the ground. We're going to probably have to settle for par. All right, so we do have a birdie look here with that cross breeze. I'm not sure how this putter mid-range is going to do, but, oh, whoo, get set here. Hit the cage. We'll settle for par, move on to the next hole. All right, so we had to settle for par on that. Not a big deal. We still have a chance to make our goal today, but this tip is for free. So this is not one of my 3 tips that I'm personally working on during the off season. This is just a free tip for beginners. This is a beginner-friendly advice. Find yourself a good mid-range. So for a lot of beginners like the understable discs because it fits your arm speed, it fits your technique. Right now, you're going to get that good S shape out of a disc. So find yourself a good mid-range. I have the M5 today, which is a retooled disc from Prodigy Discs. Great disc, understable, flies amazing, and I really, really like what it does in the air for me right now, and I'm going to work this thing in during the off season. So as I said, this is a par 4, hole 2 in previous videos. It is 295. But one of the things that I do like about using just one disc, especially for beginners, one, you only have to buy one disc. Come out, buy yourself a good mid-range. Mid-range is typically like 4 or 5 or 6 speed, which is the first number which you're looking for on a disc. And I just think that it's a good disc to learn the mechanics of how to throw a good backhand. So for me today, I'm going to be throwing mostly backhand on my M5 today because that is something I'm also personally working on here with my technique in the off season. So find yourself a good mid-range and just pump it out there and go have fun. This is a fun thing to do. You go out, you throw some discs, chase after them, you do a little hiking. Good deal. All right, let's pump one out there. Try to make a good birdie. There's a turn and the fade. Okay, not too bad. All right, so for the nice thing is that we didn't land OB on the sidewalk here, which is normally OB is marked on tournaments for the sidewalk here. So take this disc, pump it just right at the basket. Threw a whole bunch of anhyzer on that. It's going to leave us a long putt for birdie. All right, so we do have ourselves a birdie look, but with this cross breeze, I'm going to have to pump this one just right at the basket, give it a good spin. Other thing is with the mid-range, mid-ranges are actually really good to putt with, to practice, just because it feels very similar to a putter. That was close. We'll settle for the par, move on to hole 3. All right, guys, so we find ourselves on hole 3. It is another par 4. For beginners out there, go out and find yourself a good beginner course. For me here in my area, Athens Regional is a great beginner's course. I know up in Knoxville, Admiral Farragut is a great beginner's course. Here in Athens, it's an easy, but it still provides some challenging shots, especially for a beginner, especially when you get into the woods. So go out and find yourself a good beginner course that is beginner friendly, short par 4s and stuff, and just go out and have a good time. We're going to take our M5, pump it straight at the big oak, walnut tree, whatever it is. Hopefully do good. There's the turn. Get around it. Perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. All right, so we probably find ourselves maybe about 70 feet just outside of circle 2. Great shot on that first throw there. We have OB with the creek all here. Leave ourselves a good upshot for the eagle, but also to set up for a birdie. So also in the beginning, when you're getting out and beginning, just go out and have fun. But put this disc, if you only have one, just right next to the basket. Give it a soft bid and just have fun with it. Or just bounce it right off the top. That'll leave us a good birdie. All right, so as I've said, for beginners, go out and find yourself a good mid-range. I think this disc on Black Friday sales, this is the Prodigy M5 400 Glow. I think it was like $10 on Black Friday. So very, very cheap to get into disc golf. You don't even have to carry a bag with you. You can just come out and play with one disc and just have fun. Hole 4, we're -1. We're doing okay. Just pump it straight out there. Let that turn and fade back. Give ourselves a look at eagle, potentially a good birdie. There's that turn and a little bit of fade. All right, that leaves us a good upshot. All right, we got ourselves a good long bid for eagle, but let's just put it next to the basket, settle for a birdie. It was high, I released that high, but still, 10, 15 footer for a birdie. And our birdie putt. Oh, it's spit out. All right, we're on hole 5. We are -1 right now. Not doing too great, but we're still not in danger of our goal today. So hole 5 is pretty easy. It's a simple par 3 right across the creek. Understable disc, aim it at the big old tree over there, let it fade to the basket. It's overcast, it's windy, but we're just having fun. I threw that one low, but it's still got a good skip. Yeah, maybe 20 footer for birdie. All right, we got ourselves a look for birdie. About 20 feet or so. And I just yanked that to the right. We'll settle for par, move on to the next hole. All right, all right, all right. We are here on hole 7. It is a 200-foot uphill shot. to a basket, par 3. I think for beginners, one of the biggest things to remember is know your limits. Know your limits as a beginner disc golfer. I know as a beginner disc golfer, I'm not going to go out and pump a shot 300, 400, 500 feet like AB, like Ezra Aderhold, like some of these pros out there. Find yourself a good mid-range, work on that technique. Just work on that technique. Get yourself a good mid-range and just pump it out there. We're trying to go up the hill. M5, here we go. Probably put this on a little bit of Anheuser. All right, that's not bad. Leaves ourselves an upshot for par. Always be able to settle for par. All right, we have ourselves a nice funky look. We got a tree literally right in front of us. I think I'll step down the hill a little bit, not slip and fall, and try to get this thing to the little S shape around just with a little half bid here. Okay, not ideal. Didn't get that through the gap. Got a long putt. All right, so with longer putts become big moments. Let's put it in and save our par. That's how it's done. All right, guys, hole 8 is a nasty little par 4. It S-shapes up and around all the trees here. But hey, we did our job. We settled for par on that last hole. Know your limits. This one, I'm also looking for par. I just want to get this one up in the middle of the fairway. It's 15 feet wide. Leave myself a good upshot. Turn, baby. Yep. Exactly what you want to do. All right, I'm not sure if you can see me off camera here, maybe to the side, but not a bad shot. We got deer droppings everywhere. So for this, good up shot. I just want to put it straight to the basket, try to get through 1, 2, 3, 4 guardian trees and just get it up there. Good straight shot. Make sure your footing's good on this hill. Hit a branch, long look. All right, long look for birdie. As I said before, long looks call for big moments. Let's put it in the basket. That was close. We'll move on to hole 9. Okay, so we are here on hole 9. Normally off of this tee, I would throw my throwing putter, my PA3, and just try to get it to a little S shape around all the trees. The basket's down, just kind of tucked in around the corner to the left. We'll take our M5 on a soft bid and try to get it down there. Like I said, little standstill, leaves all over the tee pad here. Little step, standstill. Okay, not bad. Okay, get down. Not ideal, but it's okay. All right, so downhill putt here. Don't want to risk it rolling all the way down the hill. Just do the smart thing. You lay up for a par, soft half bid. And it still rolled down the hill. Lay me a 20-footer. All right, we settled for our par. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, guys, not doing too hot right now. We had to settle for par there on 9. Apparently, they're doing a whole lot of construction over here in the park. Didn't realize that. Hopefully, you guys can hear me with the mics, but we got construction trucks driving in and out. Tough par 3 on hole 10 here. Let's just get it up and around the corner. Well, that's no good. All right, so we have 0 look at the basket. The basket is here. Jail. We're just going to try to give it a little nice soft hyzer flick right out here. We are in trouble. All right, so at best, we're going to be able to settle for a bogey unless we have an amazing throw-in right here. So, a little standstill. I don't like running up on the leaves. That's close, but it's going to be a bogey. All right, guys, hole 11, we are even. We basically got to go perfect from here on out. Short par 4. It's like, it says, sign says 245, but it's more like 270. Last time I was here, I played ping pong off the first guardian trees here, so just try to get something straight and out there. Or just throw it right into the ground again. That's good too. All right, so little upshot here. No chance for an eagle, really. Just kind of pump it up there. Hopefully we get a good birdie look as we slide on all the leaves. I was afraid of this tree. I hyzered it out. Gonna settle for par. So yeah, playing with one disc is kind of tough, man. Of course, that tree got into my head. I should be doing a whole lot better. We're gonna have to do a little patent pending. Try to get under this little clip branch right at the camera. Woo-hoo-hoo, that was actually close. We'll settle for par, move on to the next hole. Well, all right, we're here on hole 12 and straight up past the 3 guardian trees right in the middle of the fairway. So you've waited this long. So what are the 3 techniques that I am working on this off season? Well, we got 3 holes left. We got an eagle and we got a birdie, 2 of them. So, you know, we'll see what happens. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out for this long. Do all the YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe. That new hype thing, whatever that is, I don't know, do that. But anyways, guys, I am working on my backhand technique right now. My backhand is terrible. It is awful. That is the first thing I am working on here this offseason. This is my backhand. All right, pump it straight at the tree. Let it turn and fade around. Or just go through the little sneaky gaps there. That's fine too. All right, so as I said, just working on that backhand technique. We got the wind coming off of the hill here, blowing straight in our face. Nice headwind. I threw that nose up. That's garbage. All right, should have been a lot closer. 20-footer to save our par. And that's how it goes, folks. On to the next one. Well, all right, guys, we're here on hole 13, and we're probably not going to make our goal today of -4, but that's all good. The second thing I am working on is using new discs in my bag. So the lineup in my main bag is pretty solid. I have 3 D1s in my bag. I have my Dragon Horde one, which is actually pretty straight, even though it is a 4 on the fade. It is still a pretty straight flyer for me. And then I have an overstable Domi one, which is my Predator D1, and then I have my Ultra Soft. My feedbacks are my fairways. I use those like crazy, and those are 9 speeds. So trying to work in a couple more discs, like a 7, 8 speed, somewhere in there, 6, 7, 8 speed. But also my mid-range, I have 3 M4s in my bag. Well, Prodigy just came out with the M5, which is supposed to be more understable. So working with new discs that have a slot that I also need to fill. I need that understable mid-range in my bag. Let's see if this is the one that makes the cut for next season. Hole 13, straight ahead. you need that understability or a good forehand to get around. We're going to try the understable backhand. Straight ahead. Okay, okay. And then there's that finish on the end of it. It's actually not terrible. I like that flight. Just need to put a little bit more Anheuser on it. All right, that actually wasn't too bad here. Left myself a long birdie look. Probably circle 2, maybe 50 feet. Not bad. I really like that. That was nice. Oh. All right, we'll settle for par. We'll move on to 18. All right, guys, we are here on hole 18, and definitely not going to make our line, but a nice ace on a short par 4 would be nice. And I can see that they're doing construction on all the baseball fields out here, so pretty cool. But you're looking for the third and final thing. Well, so 1, we're working on our backhand technique. That's what we're doing this offseason. 2, we're just trying out some new discs. We got the M5. We're going to come out. We're going to play with some other new discs as well and just have a good time this offseason. The third, and I think the most important thing for me, is just to have a complete reset on my mind on disc golf for 2026. So for those of you who don't know, my 2025, my first year playing as an amateur disc golfer in tournaments and stuff, and just life in general, has not gone great. We've had a couple deaths in the family. We're actually getting ready to move up to Morristown over this Christmas holiday, New Year's. Move into Morristown, into Grandma's house because Grandpa passed away, and just kind of help her out. And just a lot of other things that happened. I'm not going to go into details, but a lot of personal family stuff that has gone on. It's been a really, really tough year for me personally. And I just need to reset. I need to go out and I need to have fun playing disc golf again. And so that's what I'm going to do. Just to reset, retune my mind, and have a good time. Hole 18, let's get ourselves an ace. What do you say? Not a little too much hyzer on that, but long look for an eagle. All right, long bid for an eagle on this short par 4. Let's try to put her in there. That's okay. We'll settle for the birdie. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I am Honest Abe. Hey, if you're a beginner disc golfer, just go grab yourself a nice mid-range, whether that's a Rock 3, whether that's a Buzz, whether that's a Prodigy M5. Go out and have a good time on a disc golf course. I'm Honest Abe. We'll see you in the next one.